Hello, how is everyone doing today? Oh my goodness, I hope everyone's having an amazing day. And if your day is not going so well, hopefully by the end of this episode, that can change a little. I feel like lately a lot of us have really been going through some heavy stuff. You know, it seems like for the past 2.5 years, a lot of us have really been going through some heavy stuff and a lot of big feelings and a lot of big emotions and big thoughts come up. And a lot of times that can leave us feeling unworthy, right? So, yeah, let's just get into some things. So today, we're just going to see where it takes us, right? I know for me personally, this week has been just a doozy, to say the least. It's been a doozy. My fish died. His name was Wisdom. So Wisdom died. On top of that, my mother and my father's birthdays were yesterday. My father's no longer here. So on top of Wisdom dying, my father's no longer here. He's been gone for a while, but, it still doesn't change the fact that I celebrate him every year. I celebrate him every day, but especially on his birthday and Father's Day. And so, you guys, I'm looking out the window, and as soon as I said that, there's a blue jay that literally just flew by me, and it's across the street in the tree, and I can't get a good picture. Oh my God. You guys, oh my God. I'm sorry. I get so excited because you'll hear me say time and time again, like, it's real, right? When I'm speaking and when I'm going through these things and when things feel so heavy and I'm just talking with you guys and I'm just vibing with you all and the confirmations and the signs and the synchronicities just happen, in the moment, how can I not trust, right? Just what I talked about in last week's episode. How can I not trust? When God, my provider, the universe has always shown me that everything is going to be okay. So how can I not trust, right? So anyways, my fish died, my parents' birthdays, my dad's no longer here, there's financial situations happening, vehicle situations happening. It's just been a week, right? A week. It's been a week that almost weakened me, right? This week really almost weakened my mind. Because I'm like, okay, I got to figure out a way to do X, Y, and Z. And I don't even know how to get to A. I don't even know where to begin. But once I took a step back, took some deep breaths, and just kind of sat with myself, I had to realize, girl, it is okay. You have been putting in the work. You have been putting in the time, the effort. We see you. We hear you. We got you. Wisdom didn't just die just because. It was Wisdom's time to go so that Wisdom could serve you better elsewhere. That's just like my father. I wasn't upset at the fact that he passed away, right? Because that's just a part of life. It was the fact that he left me here to navigate this life without him. He left me here to navigate through dealing with my mother. Without him, he was my sanctuary. And when you remove your sanctuary, where was I supposed to find my safety? Where was I supposed to find my refuge? Even though I knew he was always going to be with me and around me, it really just felt like my sanctuary was gone. And I went through a period where I was upset. And that hurt turned into anger. And that anger turned into hatred. Not for my father, but for my mother. You know, my mother and I, we have always had I don't want to say difficult, but that's the first thing that came to my mind was difficult. We've had a difficult relationship as far as I can remember. You know, as far as I can remember, the first interaction I can remember with my mother, and I was around the age of 3, was an extremely difficult situation to be in with her. And from that point on, it's like it just got worse, right? And throughout the years, my mother, she's done some things. She's said some things. She's done some more things. And she said some more things, right? And I had this nagging feeling within me that I needed to be accepted by her. That I needed to be loved by her. I needed to be worthy to be in her presence. And the more I tried to please her, the more displeasing I became to myself. The more unloving I became towards myself. And it wasn't until one day I woke up and I realized, she goes to sleep every night peacefully, not thinking about the chaos she's created within my mind, within my heart, within the core of my existence. She sleeps peacefully. And yet I have this nagging, this tormented feeling of still needing her to love me, appreciate me, be what this idea of a mother is supposed to be, according to the idea that I had, according to the idea of what a mother should be in relation to society's perception, right? And it wasn't until I realized, and it became so real, that I was like, no matter what I do, it will never be good enough. And even if it seems like it's good enough, there's always going to be a backhanded compliment. So why the hell would I want to continue to put my energy into that? Pour myself into that. Why would I? I am worth more. I am divinely guided. Right? So how could I not know that I was worth more? Again, it's not until I woke up. And sometimes it takes for us to awaken. And there's multiple stages of awakening. You just don't have this grand awakening and that's it. You just don't have this aha moment, this epiphany, and that's it. No. You continue to grow. You continue to elevate. And as I continue to grow and as I continue to elevate, I realize that I cannot be a people pleaser. And me being a people pleaser was attributed to the fact that I didn't have what I thought I needed from my mother. So I figure I gotta please everybody. So somebody will love me. Somebody will pay attention to me. Somebody will think I'm worthy of being in their presence. Somebody won't abuse me mentally and physically. There's somebody. But I had to realize that somebody is me. That somebody is me. That somebody was within me the entire time. Right? And the more I began to awaken, I kept telling myself, I'm done with her. I'm done with her. And then I would have people in my ear like, that's your mother. You can't just cut your mother off. That's your mother. I don't care what your mother's done to you. That's your mother. I'm like, yeah, you're right, but why should I have to suffer for her gratification? Whatever type of gratification that may be. Why do I have to suffer at her voice? Why do I have to suffer at her mental capacity? Why do I have to suffer? I don't have to. I don't have to, and you don't have to either. And it is so hard. Let me tell y'all, it is so hard. Because again, yesterday was my mom and dad's birthdays, right? And it really didn't hit me that was the first time ever that I didn't reach out to my mother on her birthday. Right? You know, I realized it was her birthday, and there was this part of me. There was this part of me that had the thought of, I should reach out to her. It's her birthday. Something else was like, girl, don't do it, girl. Don't do it, girl. And I just left it at that. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not going to do it. And I went on about my day. And my day was just weird. It was just a weird energy, you know. And then when it came for me to lay down and go to sleep, that's when it was like my mind just gathered everything and said, bloop, here you go. I know you thought you were going to get out of this day without actually processing this, but you really need to process this. It is your mother's birthday. And it is completely okay for these feelings and these big emotions, because I had these big feelings and these big emotions when I was laying there trying to go to sleep. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with this right now, but I had to deal with it. Because I wasn't okay, because there was still a part of me that wanted to reach out to her and be like, happy birthday. But again, something inside of me was like, just trust your intuition. Don't do it. And then there was another part of me that was like, but what about if she gets so sad because you didn't reach out to her on her birthday? And then there was another part of me that was like, girl, remember all them birthdays that you had? And she didn't reach out to you. It took for somebody to contact her in order for her to reach out to you. And then there was another part of me that was like, but she did reach out eventually. And then another part of me was like, girl, it's okay for you to feel like this. I had so many thoughts, so many emotions, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, what if she gets so sad and it breaks her heart because I didn't reach out to her on her birthday and she dies of a broken heart? And I'm like, there was another part of me that was like, girl, you forgot how peacefully she sleeps at night, even when she is wreaking havoc upon your mental. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. But I should still reach out to her. Because if I don't, she's going to think that I'm trying to be spiteful. I was processing. Like, seriously, I was trying to process all of this information because I just felt something. And I didn't know what that something was. I couldn't identify it. I couldn't put my finger on it. So I just had to let my mind just do what it needed to do and go to places that I really didn't want to go to, and just know that it is okay for me to protect my peace. It is okay for me to know that I have given you chance after chance after chance. I have given you the lesson plan. I have given you the syllabus. You didn't take heed to it. You didn't study. That's not a me problem anymore. That's on you and what you choose to do with that information. I can't be held accountable for somebody else's actions. I can't do that. And I had to be okay with that. And even though there was a part of me that felt bad for not reaching out to her, there was an even greater part within me and all around me that said, job well done. I know that was tough. I know it felt like she was the crow and you were just that little finch, and the situation was so big, it was so gigantic. But when you are surrounded by wisdom, listen to me when I say, when you are surrounded by wisdom, when wisdom is within you and around you, and you have the knowing and you have the mindset to know better, you do better, right? And if you make the choice not to do better, that's on you. I choose to do what is best for me and my life and the others' lives who I hope to impact in a positive way. So even though it may be tough to break away from your bloodline, to break away from these relationships, these situationships, these friendships, these siblings, these parents, these aunts, these uncles, whoever it is, it hurts. And it is okay for you to feel that hurt. It is okay for you to feel that pain. It is okay for you to feel that, right? Because I used to think that just because I operate in love and light and truth, that I wasn't allowed to experience these quote unquote negative emotions and these feelings of anger and resentment and hatred and whatever else it was that can be perceived as negative. I didn't think that I was allowed to feel that. But it's all a part of growth. It's all a part of the process. And I am here to tell you, each and every one of you, if you trust the process, right? If you recognize where your mind is going, and you're able to be mindful, and you're able to recognize these feelings and these things and these emotions, and you're able to have the tools needed to navigate through these situations and these circumstances, so that you're always being the best version of you, and the best version of you loves you. Your emotions are the language of your soul. And anything that takes away from that is prohibiting your growth. You are creative. You are abundant. You are at peace. You are all of these things. We are all of these things. And yes, it was extremely difficult to navigate through my mind, because it was taking me 1,000,001 places. And I had to process each and every one of those places rapidly and dive a little deeper, even though it was uncomfortable as hell. I did it. I did it. I was able to go to sleep and be at peace. I am able to be here right now in this moment, speaking to each and every one of you, because I did it. The situation seemed like it was greater than life. But when you have a power, when you have a guidance, when you have a knowing, when you have a wisdom, there is nothing that you can't overcome. And it starts with you, loving you, and you being able to recognize, I love me enough to know that these behaviors aren't serving me, whether it's my own behavior or the behaviors and the manipulations of others. You are strong. You are equipped. The situation is not bigger than you. I want each and every one of you to write a love letter to yourself. I'm going to do it too. Allow for whatever feelings, whatever emotions, whatever comes up in this love letter to you. How do you see you loving you? How do you see yourself loving yourself? Whether it's you sitting in your house, in the comfort of your own bedroom, with your favorite snacks, watching TV, whether or not it's you walking barefoot in the sand, connecting with nature. What does loving you look like? What does loving you feel like? And when you begin to realize and embody the essence of what loving you truly means, you will unlock a whole new level. You will unlock a whole new world. And those situations and circumstances and feelings and emotions, they won't seem bigger than life. Vibrate love. Vibrate peace. I love each and every single one of you to beyond infinity. And I want you to know that once you get inside your mind, once you really get inside of your mind and you begin to examine and know how beautiful it is, how beautiful you are, and you begin to let love rise, that's just a little extra razzle dazzle to leveling up the love for yourself. And because I love me, I had to know that yes, letting go may be difficult. I shouldn't even say the word may be difficult because it was difficult. But I'm still here. Y'all hear the birds chirping. It looks like it's about to rain, but even in the rain, there's still beauty that can be found. Ground yourself in love. Ground yourself in peace. You got this. We got this. And until next time, you already know. Remain highly elevated in love, light, truth, abundance. Because you are limitless. Until next time.